That's the Good Things. I'm your host, Rebecca Turner. Don't forget, you can listen to Good Things. We are always streaming live over at supertalk.fm. We're also streaming from that SuperTalk Mississippi app and your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station. Don't forget to watch us, too. You can find us on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. And it is back to school time, finally, for most of our colleges and universities. And you may think it's weary moving off to college for the first time, but imagine doing it from a different country. That adds an extra level to it. Joining us today is a frequent flyer here on Good Things, Alden Thornhill, normally with the Starkville Derby. But Alden, you have other responsibilities on the campus there at Mississippi State. So welcome.
Hey, Rebecca. Thanks for having me again. Always happy to come on. Always appreciate you helping me spread the word of all my goings-on.
You got a lot going on, boy. I was looking through Facebook, and I came across your post. Isn't that the great way of finding good things to talk about? And I saw where you help sort of lead campus tours for the international students there at Mississippi State. And it never dawned on me that, yes, like that's you get campus tours all the time if you're a freshman or just coming to the campus. But that's got to be particularly more important, if you're coming from a completely different country. So how did you get into giving the tours for the international students?
Yeah, so I'm an ambassador for the Starkville Partnership, which is our Chamber of Commerce, Visitors Bureau, all that wrapped into one. And they had put out a message, a year ago that, hey, did anybody want to give international students a tour of Starkville? And I said, yeah, no, I'd love to do that. That'd be great. Really welcome them into our community. One thing was I saw the itinerary, and I said, let's kind of spice this up a bit. Let's teach them the traditions of the university, show them around town, like where to go eat, where festivals, events happen, like the world's largest weenie dog race. Go ahead and plug it. A lot of things that you wouldn't, besides just the essentials like grocery stores, hospitals, pharmacies, you name it. I wanted to give it a little bit more of a Starkville MSU flair to it, and it's been great. I've done it twice now in both groups. I haven't seen the fight song by the end of it. You get them really, really fired up to be Bulldogs, and having knowing they have family so far away, welcoming them into our community. I think it helps alleviate a little bit of that homesickness. So it's always great to be able to help somebody, make them smile like that, and be a light.
So you've got 30 international students coming for. So and I stand corrected. I thought it was just a Mississippi State tour, but you're taking them on the tour of the entire city of Starkville.
Right. Yeah, we take them from campus. We show them around campus. Joey Bailey, who's actually with athletics, has been really nice. Stepped up and letting them get a tour of Davis Wade and a picture sent back to their families on the 50-yard line Saturday. And then they'll go through the Cotton District and down through downtown and then over to the Medical District. And then they drop me off, and then they take them to grocery shop and everything. So it's a wonderful day. It's always a great, you can tell it's a very energetic group, very excited to get to see town and campus for the first time.
Do you know where some of them are coming from? I mean, I'm assuming that some are from the same country, maybe not 30 different countries represented, or maybe so. So here's your test. I'm just kidding, Alden. But like kind of an example of where some of these students are traveling from to go to school and further their education right here in Mississippi.
Yeah, so, this group of 30, that's just who's signed up currently. At MSU, we have about 80 countries represented. The groups I've had have been ranging from Morocco to Chile, Uruguay, India, Bangladesh, Vietnam, you name it. It's really interesting seeing how far away people come to get an education at Mississippi State, and it's an awesome thing. I get to talking to them, learn more about where they're from, and it's such a unique experience, and it's always so fun.
It's one thing to choose Mississippi State or Ole Miss or Southern Miss or Jackson State or whatever it may be, if you're from here or from the Southeast. I think it's really cool to find out, why did someone choose Mississippi, that lives in Morocco or lives, internationally? What was it that sort of that pulled them here? And then, giving them that hospitality. I'm curious in some of the traditions, Alden, that you teach these international students. You think if you're coming here, these are the traditions you need to know about to have the most fun on campus.
Yeah, of course. Like, the fight song, that's always a fun one. I teach them the fight song, teach them some of our cheers, teach them about the history of the cowbell. They get a kick out of that. Like Bully and the live mascot, they've seen some things online, and they're really curious about all the different traditions, and then even things like football and tailgating. That's always a fun conversation. Speak with them about how the serene scene they see on that Saturday morning is going to be turned up a few notches in a few weeks with SEC football and how it affects the town. And I tell them, go out and experience it, and they look up pictures and look up stuff about the Junction, about football game days, and they are really intrigued. So
can you imagine if you've never been to like a college football game or really understand tailgating of any capacity, and you just wake up in your dorm or your housing on Saturday morning for the first time, and you walk out and you're like, what is actually happening here? It's either the best day of your life or you think it's all ending, one of the two. But I know the cowbell there at Mississippi State, man, that's just is as classic of a tradition as you can get. I also noticed where you're trying to help get each one that's going through your tour their own cowbell. I think that's up to 30. And you're asking for folks that feel led to, that want to help those first-time Bulldogs get their first-time cowbell. Because if I am correct, Alden, the tradition is your first cowbell is supposed to be given to you, correct? They shouldn't go to the Commons or whatever y'all call it there, student union, and purchase one. They need to be gifted one, right?
Right. That is the tradition. You're gifted your first cowbell, so we're really want to welcome this crew in with open arms. And if you want to donate, my Venmo is ALDEN-THORNHILL. And any extra money we'll have, we'll buy them stickers and other little spirit items to go on with their cowbell, so they can make it their own. But yeah, no, we've already gotten about 20 donated so far. So hopefully we can keep that up and maybe have some extra ones just in case we have any.
What's the average cost
people coming of
a cowbell, or which ones are you purchasing?
Yeah, they're through the bought them from the Lodge, which is a state. It's like a MSU fan store in town, and they're $30. But it's one of those good size, decent ringer on the cowbell. Pretty loud. I know our other fan bases in the state. I don't love the sound, but I ain't gonna lie, it's what the angels are ringing in heaven. I hope. So.
Well, it was interesting. I even told Brian Haydad, who's with Sports Talk Mississippi, that the Olympic swimmers, the Team USA swimmers, they have a tradition of a cowbell also, which makes Australians crazy. So if you have any Aussies who are coming and they just watch the Olympics and have a little bad blood, they may not like the cowbell, Alden, but that's okay. They need to sort of wipe that clean and look at it from a different perspective. Have you learned to say "Go Dogs" in multiple languages to sort of teach that to them as well? Not really. I need to. That needs to be my next step. I need to get a list of who we have coming and seeing how many languages I can learn Hail State and Go Dogs in. Do you get them sweet tea and fried catfish? There we go. Yes, absolutely. So I love this. I think it's super cool, and that you're showing them that hospitality, that they get their first taste of Starkville. They're not just sort of thrown out there, that you guys go the extra mile to show them the ropes, and we want them to have their cowbell, and so they can be part of the community. So if anybody feels led to do that and they text in the text line, we'll make sure that they get your Venmo, Alden, or they can find you online. But go ahead and plug the world's largest weenie dog race for 2025. Yeah, so May 3rd, 2025, we'll have the Starkville Derby, world's largest weenie dog race in the heart of the Cotton District. 60,000 people came out this past year, raised around $50,000 for the Humane Society of Oktibbeha County. And, thanks to folks in SuperTalk, Brian, Richard, all that crew, everybody there is so great to us. So we always appreciate SuperTalk. But we're also going to be having Starkville's first soapbox race on November 22nd, the night before the Missouri game. It's going to be a downhill track to raise money for MSU's Access program, which helps out students with disabilities. And you can find out more about that by searching Boardtown, BOARDTOWN, Grand Prix, PRIX, and you'll see more about that. But it's going to be kind of like the Red Bull soapbox races. Not for the faint of heart. So if you want to race, hope you're a thrill seeker. Well, Alden, I feel like we'll be talking to you in a couple weeks about that. So that's pretty cool. But I'll be looking for photos with them and all their cowbells, okay?
Oh, yeah, don't worry. You'll see a lot of content Saturday. Thank you so much again, Rebecca. I appreciate you.
All right, you guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.